Hello everybody, welcome back to Let's Play Hearts for the New Order as Siberia. Let us continue on from where we last left off. So, we are about half a year away from being able to do our final expansion into the rest of Russia and hopefully be able to do our unification. And overall, I think things are going pretty well for us. We're trying to make sure that the civilian population does not have access to the nukes. To me, that seems like a pretty good thing. We don't, we want the people to have freedom, but the freedom to have a nuke maybe is a little bit too much. Just saying. Is there anything we want to do here as a political power? Because do you give us access to a focus tree? Begin our nuclear program. So I think once you're done, we should actually have access to a focus tree that allows us to build up some nuclear weapons, which seems pretty good to me. I don't know how I don't even know if we'll ever be able to use them. That's fine. You don't need to use the nukes to have the nukes. Having the nukes is more than enough, I would say. So, are we training more units? It's been a while since I actually last recorded an episode of this campaign. So let me just double check. No, we're not. We have 500,000 manpower. We have 10,000 anti-tank. We have like 46,000 rifles. I know our army's already decently large. We have 55 divisions. Omsk is 38. You, I think, are probably the only real obstacle. Yeah. So I do think I want more troops, to be quite honest with you. We're going to train up a small handful. Let's say just 5 units. 5 more units, that's it. We'll deploy them onto the Green Army, because we need more of a front line against you. I know, because I don't know how we're going to be able to annex these guys. I'm not too sure the order in which we want to invade people in. Because you're available, yeah, January 1st. Because we have July. We're halfway through the year. So, we should probably be able to get this campaign done relatively soon. So we have you guys finished. We can increase our speed by 15%. Or we can just start going for more stability. You know what? More stability does not seem like a bad idea. So we've left it up for the experts. So now we have Project Emancipation. I'm not too sure how you say that, but so around $1 million, we can get some research grants. That seems okay. You know what? Just select all of these options. We're not going to study foreign development. We'll start getting some nuke stuff going. Overall progress is slow at 1% per month, so I think it's going to take 500 months to actually finish everything here. Which honestly, yeah, no, that is a while. No, don't get me wrong. 500. How long is 500 months? That's it's like 50 years almost, isn't it? Like 40 years. It's definitely a while. I'm gonna go to my calculator app. 500 over 12 is 41 and a half years. Which I don't think we have 41 and a half years to wait for our nuclear weapons to be finished. So we'll get our 10% stability from here. More factory output also. I mean, one thing is, like, it's not a bad idea to get it, but on the other hand, like, we're so close to winning. So, let's actually scrounge some blueprints. We'll also increase monthly progress by 3%, which makes it so much faster. In my commune, Vadya smiled, placing his hand on Yuri's leg as the vehicle jerked up and down the bumpy Siberian terrain. "You have nothing to worry about, Yuri," she said with a laugh. "This should be right up your alley." Yuri produced a half-smile in response. He watched out the window, all of Siberia passing by him. It was so large, Siberia. Although one could find populated cities dotted around the land, there was so much empty. So much potential, was how he put it. Years ago, standing in Kansk Assembly Hall, Yevgenia nudged him, shaking him free of his thoughts. Yuri looked to her and gave a wider smile. "You flatter me, Yevgenia. You could teach these people just as well as I could." "Sure I could," she patted his leg. "But they don't want me, Yuri. They want you." Yuri's stomach churned at the statement. Stepping out the truck in the middle of an intimate commune, Yuri was not greeted by the usual suspects. People did not rush out to meet him, chant his name, and sing his praises. No, instead, the commune carried on as it always did. Only a few even recognized companion Gasklov. Yuri could feel a smile forming. It was so rare to just see anarchy in action, to see people go about their day as they wanted to. No restrictions or commands from central authority. Yevgenia had to ruin it. She called the people around him, asking for their attention. A small crowd, mostly just people curious of the commotion, began to grow around him. Yuri bit his lip to keep his smile in place. Duty called, he supposed. This is only the first commune of many he'd visited. He had a long month ahead of him, undoubtable. But it was he got to see anarchy in action at every stop as he did here. It might just be worth it. The Commanians What do you know of anarchism? Well, I know I want to get you guys going. All these are very expensive, but again, money is kind of meaningless, isn't it? And if it's meaningless in our anarchism, it's meaningless when it comes to developing nuclear weapons. So, probably want to get one of you guys going. Which one do I want more? Factory output plus 15%. Yeah, definitely probably just a factory output plus 15% is pretty good. Also, why am I researching flamethrowers at 900 days from now? That's way too expensive. Don't do that. Upgrade our... No, you're also too expensive. Our tanks. Upgrade our tanks a little bit. Yeah, no, that's much better. Who allowed me to click on that button? I know it was myself that clicked on it, but who allowed me to click on it? That's a different question entirely. So it looks like Iraq is exploding. So it looks like the oil crisis is about to begin. And I'm curious about whether or not this actually impacts us at all. Seeing as we kind of just mostly exist in, you know, Siberia. Because, I mean, the oil crisis is starting up. Which is not good for everybody else. But, like, does it actually affect us at all? Fighting for a home towards a professional army. I don't believe, like, all of you guys are having problems with oil. Luckily for us, we didn't really rely on too much oil. So I'm not concerned at all about that whole thing. Just got little old Omsk. So it's August right now. So we're getting close. Hopefully by the end of this episode, we'll start preparing for our final liberation war. Is there any of you guys who can actually be upgraded right now? You can. Our main battle tanks. Your cavalry... You're all not what I want at all. Do I have anybody who's actually like a panzer leader? Engineer... I mean, right now, you are a dude in hat. Who's got 3112. You're a ranger as well. I guess I'll upgrade you because cavalry doesn't make any sense. Blitzen and Sorokama, you know what? I'll take it. I really wish I had a panzer leader, but you know what really could you expect? And also, you might as well get our tank divisions ready to go for their invasion, which is going to be, hey, spearhead to this city. You guys are going to spearhead your way to Omsk, and that's really about it. I think these two cities should be enough for us just to kind of win the war outright there. Because we can kill Omsk, really nobody else is much of a threat anymore, and they're of course taking over, you know, not taking over, but a lot of our troops are being utilized for this invasion there. So of course we go, let's head towards the mines. Just don't worry about the radiation or the uranium. I'm sure it's completely okay. So searching high and low. Misha held his arm against his forehead, trying and failing to protect himself from the elements. God damn it, he hated Tomsk. While his opinion of the city was more nuanced than just that, but still, he didn't care much for it. Misha shuddered, either from the cold or from disgust. When did he start to have nuanced opinions? Working with the General Assembly for so many years as he did would do that to a man, he supposed. Finally, cottage in the distance being clear, Misha shouldered on a few more meters before arriving on the wooden porch. Be nice, he thought. The guy hasn't done anything to you. Misha knocked on the door. Not too gentle, not too loud. He pressed his ear against the door to hear somebody was coming. Not a sound. Well, fuck, wrong again. Guess he dragged himself out of the outskirts of town for no reason. Misha turned to leave, but that's when he saw it. The curtain of one of the windows quickly pulled shut. Misha knocked again. Hey, I know you're in there. I can see you. No response. Misha sighed. He didn't bring himself here to play hide and seek. Misha turned a knob and stepped inside. Inside, the scene looked like something after a detonation of an atomic bomb. Papers scattered over the floor. Books with pages ripped out and large chalkboards of unintelligible scribbles. Misha precariously stepped over the clutter. I'm commanding Tertudia's I'm with companion Tertudia's agency. I have a few questions. Hey! From far on the side of the room, Misha could see a suited man partially hanging out of the window. The man scrambled to squeeze out of the window but his briefcase was caught in the sill. Misha rushed over and grabbed the man, yanking him back inside. So you're Andrei Sandikov then? Well, he apparently does not want nothing to do with us. So we're getting 4% per month. We have moderate progress. The current program stage is theoretical development. I wonder if there's a way that I can end the world by nuking it. Hopefully that's not the case, but we'll kind of see. We are now we can upgrade our tanks to be a little bit better. Fantastic. And you know what? Let's keep on researching and making our tanks as good as humanly possible so that we can basically steamroll over everybody. I mean, steamrolling over everybody seems really to be a pretty solid option for us. Because I do like winning wars handedly. And are you guys all on... I don't think I want anybody right now being on aggressive battle plans. Because Omsk, again, there's a lot of troops in a very, very small amount of territory. Are you still at war with the other dude as well? I mean, yeah, you are still theoretically at war with each other, which I think is still kind of funny. Again, there's really no way for them to have direct borders. I mean, if they did go to war and one of them won over the other, it would have made our life easier. That is for sure. Because can you not attack these guys here and just kind of attack Omsk? Like, I'm assuming not. It's like, what do you guys do? You probably increase, like, monthly, increases theoretical development progress by 10%. You do the exact same thing. You guys will increase the speed in which we start getting stuff done. You'll boost it by 15%. So it'll be about a fifth of the way done, probably by the end of the year, which is honestly not so bad. Monthly material procurement progress by 10%. It's going to cost a lot of money, but again, who cares? Yeah, because now we even have some material procurement, which I think is pretty good for us. So we're at 36 out of 500. Which actually, we're already almost 10% of the way there. And when we have the nuke, everything will be golden. I'm sure of it. We'll nuke Burgundy. That's our end goal now. Burgundy, what are you doing? We don't know, and I don't know if I trust them even remotely. Because you guys are all in a big faction. Again, I don't think the OFN and the Unipact are going to go to war. It would have been interesting if they did. I think they would just probably nuke each other, though, which is probably like not what we want. Did you guys ever get your ports back? No, you do not have your ports back quite yet. I don't know when you would get them, though. I'm just trying to remember. You probably actually can't get your ports back, seeing as Japan did go with the ultra-nationalist, which I'm sure is not anything we have to worry about. Not even a little bit. I mean, Japan doesn't have a focus tree anymore, so I mean, it does make our life a little bit easier, knowing that they can't just invade us whenever the hell they feel like it. Because we're almost on our focus tree here as well. Because we'll be done in 28 days. Your political power, I mean, it's a lot of like research boost, academic boost, which is nice, but I mean, that doesn't really help us out too much. What do you actually give us? You just give us a decision. So I guess after that, we'll actually just focus on getting the rest of these four done. And if we have time, we'll of course harness the ultimate deterrent, but you know, it's not 100% necessary. So new place on ruralism, some emphasis. Democracy, unfortunately. Glasgow had no issue with providing funding for the scientists. After all, they were building a nuclear bomb. That clearly required a lot of resources, and Glasgow was a firm believer in the high ideals of science. The General Assembly, not so much. Most representatives, while receiving a basic education from their respective communes and administration and representation, were not educated in nuclear physics, and the exact resources required to build a nuclear bomb. So when presented with a full list of the funding and resources needed, multiple representatives jeered on and yelled for timid scientists to get off the stage. A vote must be held in the end, though. The two motions have been proposed to provide the scientists with all the resources they need, and hopefully see a bomb done better and quicker, or give them partial funding resources. This would so likely see a bomb, but researchers are obviously not happy with not being given free reign for what is a priority in Siberia. We're going to lose all the political power, but I think that's kind of okay. Give them all the money they want. We're now getting 8% per month, so we're already much faster than 41.5 years. Things are moving, you know, in a pretty decent fashion at the moment. Because you'll be done 15, so you can actually boost up by 25% when you're done, which should almost get it to be at 100 by the time everything is good and ready to go. So yeah, so let's keep on upgrading our tanks. We want them to be, again, as good as possible, so when we smash through the front lines, bing bada boom, we win. I know it's a difficult way to envision this. How are you guys doing, by the way? You're almost ready to deploy. Like, I wouldn't mind deploying even more units. I know our manpower is low. I mean, yeah, okay, manpower is low, but I'm not expecting to lose 281,000 troops in any of these wars. And if I'm not expecting to lose that many men, I don't know if I have to worry about it as much. In the shadow of the valley, it seemed to Yuri as if the spats inside the economic ministry were the most petty, stupid things he had witnessed in his limited experience in administration. Sorting through the letters, he chuckled at the worst ones. I must say, Vadik, your doubt in Chirino's potential for economic prosperity is simply disgusting. Stanislav, I will be reporting you to the madhouse if you truly believe that incest Hamlet has any potential beyond starving during a good harvest season. The economic ministry seemed later focused on feuding over exactly which Russian town or city got funding, when the answer seemed to be clear to Yuri. Why not fund evenly? Even the smaller towns, focusing the limited funding they had on larger cities would only widen the diminishing rural-urban gap, while distributing to smaller towns could give them the much-needed boost. Less densely populated communes could grow rapidly with just a little boost. Big cities don't even need more money to flow into the bureaucratic money holes. I'm so tired of this shit. You know what? Me and you both, dude. Me and you both. So I'm wondering where all of your units actually are then. And the reason I'm wondering that is, could you do full mobilization? Test of Vlasov. I'm assuming they're probably on, like, the German border. Like, that's the only thing that really makes a lot of sense to me as to where they could possibly have their troops. Because, I mean, the German border, understandably, is a little bit risky. Just a tad. How much are we getting political power by? We're only getting 0.52, so it's going to take us a while to get out of this little hole we found ourselves in. But, I mean, like, what can you do about it? The answer is not too much. 54 days till you're done. 69 days, nice, until you are finished as well. I mean, we have, what, 11 tanks? I wouldn't mind deploying more. Because we do have, like, 2,000 tanks. I see, what my tank divisions, what are they? They're only 20 combat width. You know what? If I were to make you guys into a full 40 combat width, how would that look for you? Do we have enough? We have enough of you. We don't have enough tanks, though. We don't have infantry equipment. That's not a problem. So we don't have enough tanks. Visiting 118. Well, let's throw more infantry into you, I guess, then. Or what about artillery? Yeah, something like this seems like... I mean, we're going to be at a little bit of a disadvantage, but not that much. So we'll save this. That seems okay for now. I mean, we're making a lot of artillery and stuff daily anyways. Like, how many tanks are we getting? Well, probably not as many. We're getting 4 a day. I mean, we did switch these guys over. But I mean, even then, actually, they go up by 0.2% per day, which actually, that's really, really fast. Because usually, like, 0.02. You know, I'll definitely take the 0.2. You guys are going to get assigned into Green Army. You'll be the last 10 divisions I think will train for this campaign. But I mean, our army is very... Even though we know, even if we only have like a little bit more divisions than the AI does, all of our divisions are very, very strong. I think they're all 40 combat with at this point. Other than I think our elite units might not be. Let me just actually double check that. Because you're 40, you're 40, you're 20. Yeah, so the infantry, the elite infantry right now are not 40 combat width, but that's actually not a big deal. Both sides of the story. The rules were simple. No attacking on personal matters, respect each other's opinion, and be civil. Of course, the simplicity of these rules left a lot to be desired. As anarchists and men of different political orientations flood into Noble Cerberus Commune Opera Hall for a night of good-natured debate. Spadanov sat in the back of the hall watching the debate unfold and duly noted the good points made by both sides. I understand the Nazi mindset, sure, I really do, but I do not understand how you can support the actions of these men after they have murdered so many and left so many innocent dead in their wake. The fascists gave a smug smile and replied, "Would you kill for freedom, for anarchy as you call it?" Yes. As I would for my freedom, national liberation. Some will die, but if it means a racially pure utopia, then it's ultimately worth it. Every death, every child, every child. And sir, have you considered that perhaps race is but a construct? That nationalism is but a lie cooked up by your ancestors? Ah, I see you have a mindset of a Jew. Only a few would deny that certain nations are superior to others. After all, do Africans yet have a Volkswagen? The anarchist scoffed. The debate continues. The Jews, I tell you. It's always... You know what? Let's just get better tanks. 10% more breakthrough. Like, our tanks are getting really, really good. I mean, they should be able to do... What I'm getting actually... You know, deploy you guys right now. I know you're not going to be great units, but... I don't think I need great units. I think I just need units that will push their way through the front line with little opposition. Because you guys are ready to go at a moment's notice. And I do appreciate that. You're actually going to give us actually another 10% attack, which is pretty good. And then we'll do harnessing the ultimate deterrent. And I think that's going to be the end of our entire focus tree. I don't think there's any more that we unlock afterwards. I don't know if there's a focus tree for being a unified Russia. But I'm pretty sure there is not. Okay, so pull back the current cut. I think a fine, Mr. Glaskov. That couldn't be further from the truth. Student man bent over the table adjacent to him, stacks of papers precariously balanced on it. He retrieved one of his many charts and propped it up on the podium before him. He traced a downward slope with his finger. Look here, the general trend of our military industrial capacity has been steadily sliding since we cast away capitalism. It's foolish to disregard a system that brought America to a humble colony to a preemptive superpower on the basis of ideology. The packed assembly hall began to throw insults at the speaker, men rising from their seats to heckle their perceived opponent. Yuri Glasgow quickly scribbled something onto his notebook, underlining it thrice. With a slam of his palm against the podium, he called the room to order. Now, companions! You will convince no man. You convince no one by demeaning them. You're leaning against the podium, then turns to the man to his right. Now, companion, you make a valid criticism of my argument. I acknowledge that. However, I have traveled far and wide around the territory and have seen the impact of capitalism. Let me tell you something. Capitalism works for those who made it, not for those who live under it. Yuri's contemporaries had his retort revolutionary, and had the revolutionary had his own, the two could have carried on a time eternal, and Yuri would have savored every moment of it. The curtains on capitalism. So we'll get our final focus here. So I think we're going to we'll end this episode once we've actually entered into the new year. So we'll be able to prepare for the unification war. Which I think is just going to give us probably those exact same events that we had when we attacked Siberia. Just, hey, do these options when you hit 100% or 75% or whatever it was. Then you'll be able to attack your way to enemy territory. Okay, we wanted... 1975 is way too ahead of time. So you know what? Let's go for another level of land doctrine. That seems okay. And how is our income going? We're at 46%. We're spending $22 billion. We are making $15 billion. So yeah, there's definitely a deficit here. You know, in terms of finances, like funding a nuclear weapons program, understandably might not have been the best way to do things. But I mean, it still seems like it's working out. We're going to have our nuclear weapons done. 8%. I mean, gotta get it all the way to 500, right? So I mean, at 10% it would be 50 months. Which isn't too bad. It's only like, what, 4 years? 3.5 years? And like, how is actually our, education? How are our trends going? Army professionalism is going downwards. Which is not great. Disgruntled advanced trades is... U. Which is not great. It would be nice to have like a professional army. Like that'd be useful for us. But I mean, not much we can do. I mean, it's going down by 2% per month, which isn't the worst thing. Also, it is January, so now we want to click this button. And I think with that button clicked, this is going to be a good time for us to end this episode. So thanks everybody for watching my Swam. If you enjoyed, my thumbs up. Not enjoyed, thumbs down. You want to subscribe, and goodbye.